Okay, Carly, this summer, a lot of us are going to be planning a trip or just planning to stay at home, maybe grill out. One of the things we all need to be cautious of, and that is carbon monoxide poisoning. And here to give us some safety tips and some background on what it is the chair of primary care at the Kansas City University, Dr. Gautam Desai. Dr. Desai, it's great to see you again.
And my pleasure.
Let's talk about carbon monoxide. What is it? Where does it come from?
So it comes from things that burn. So it can come from fires, from propane tanks, from vaping, from hookah. A lot of different sources for it, but you can't see it, you can't smell it, and you can't taste it.
Wow. So where are some of the areas that we would find carbon monoxide?
So anywhere that's kind of semi-enclosed or enclosed, even like a tent or near an RV, anywhere where there's burning stuff, there's a certain combination of a lack of oxygen that makes that carbon monoxide.
How do we find out, how do we monitor it?
There's no great way. Some people get symptoms if they get sick, or you can use a carbon monoxide detector.
And you've got one right here.
I do.
Now, let's talk about this one here. This one appears to run on batteries. Is that correct?
Yeah, this one is a battery that's good for about 10 years. So when it gets low, it'll make a beeping noise, and that'll mean it's time to get a new one. So you don't have to worry about checking it. And there's other ones that you can use that you have to check every year to make sure the batteries are still working.
So if somebody doesn't have a carbon monoxide detector in their home, but they're starting to feel something, maybe symptoms, what should people look for in symptoms?
The mild symptoms are headache and nausea. More moderate, you might start to get confused, but people can die really pretty quickly once the symptoms come on if there's a lot of carbon monoxide.
Man, I mean, it's scary to think that you can't see it, you can't smell it, you can't taste it.
Yeah, that's why it's so important if you travel, because they don't monitor, but like Airbnb had a plan a while back to make sure every rented place had a carbon monoxide detector, but most do not. And if they do, you don't know if the battery is good or not good. So I just take my own. When Kansas City University goes to Guatemala, Kenya, I have that with me, and I encourage others to take them as well.
That's a great tip that I think a lot of people didn't know. I didn't know. If we're going to be traveling, check to see if there's a carbon monoxide detector in the Airbnb or something if you're renting something like that, right?
Yeah, I would even just take my own, because I wouldn't trust one that was just in the Airbnb. I don't know how long it's been there.
What about like hotels or motels? Is it less likely there, or do we still need to be concerned, do you think?
It's a little bit less likely, but it still happens. So every year, 400 people in the U.S. die of accidental carbon monoxide poisoning, and over 100,000 go to the emergency rooms. And that's probably a lot more overseas, because we don't really monitor that.
Oh my gosh. All right. And then how much does one of these cost, these portable ones?
This was about $25, so.
Oh, that's not, and this also has the temperature.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's showing 75 degrees here in the studio.
Perfect working temperature.
Is that what it is in your office?
Oh, no. Mine's like 69.
60? You like it cool in your place.
I do.
Yeah. Thanks for the reminders, Dr. Desai.
Hey, it's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Always good to see you. Dr. Desai from Kansas City University.